All right, so I think we're live. We're going to grab that live stream link and just post it into our Discord. Close that guy up, and that is where we got our rewards for today, right? The names off of the list on the Discord for Sundays. So here I'm starting out on web. Haven't played web in a minute, so it's got to be, catch up time a little bit to kind of check that out. So we're going to start right there. So that is going to be the first part of what we're doing here is checking out, kind of just checking in actually on our current status in web because I haven't played it very much. So, you got to do what you got to do. So, we're working on a couple different heroes here. One that I eventually will probably be looking at as well will be Ishmael. He's someone who's been kind of moving up the ranks with some of the reworks and powers that he's kind of been having and granting as a result of Ascension and some other things. So we're going to be looking at that a little bit. We're going to work on Judge a little bit here, as we can just see we upgraded a little bit. And we do, of course, have some energy that we need to expend. Haven't really played on web in a minute. Again, said that earlier, but important to restate it just because we need to kind of make some progress. So that is what we're going to be trying to do. We're going to claim some rewards here as well. And one thing I want to do here is I want to make sure we spend some of this energy effectively. So let's see, we got Dante, who is getting close to a power up, but I'm not sure throwing that. So we haven't gotten to the quest far enough yet to be able to activate or raid that particular function. So we're going to see where we're at in terms of the actual storyline itself. So we've made it this far, thus far, and I kind of want to see what is holding me back from advancing further. Obviously, there's a lot of room for growth, but you got to start somewhere. So we're going to start here by looking at Aurora and just checking out kind of what she has going on. Hey Brendan, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Oh, don't want to have our Thea get knocked out there. Not yet, at least. Try to save up some of these energies and let them kind of build up for us so we can use some ults all together. So I think we can use Thea here early and Dante as well. That'll give us time to use Kane and Aurora. And now that Yasmin has gotten some hits in, she'll have a target, so we can use her skill, Thea, to heal hopefully everyone, and Astaroth to protect a little bit here. Thea just got knocked out, so not ideal, but we still have a chance here. She's taking a lot of damage quick, so her health is not as high as we'd like. Oof, she got knocked out right there. All right, so that's something we got to keep in mind and monitor. So it looks like our biggest problem when we're fighting here to get 3 stars is just Thea's survivability. So we got to look at Thea real quick. She's a 2-star hero, which is probably problematic as well. So we'll try to raid to get her maybe close. Oh, nice. Maybe close to 50 soul stones. We might be one short based on these pulls so far. Oh, we got it. Okay. Just enough to get her to 3-star, which hopefully will give her a little more health. And to supplement, I think we need to make her healing abilities a little bit stronger as well, right? So we got to kind of get into that, and we can probably upgrade her level, which will help a little bit. It's not significant, but it is significant in the from the standpoint of every little bit helps. So we're going to upgrade her health because that looks to be one of her weaknesses as she currently stands. Magic attack probably going to be helpful as well. And obviously we should probably look at her armor and get that hopefully up close to level 10. Doesn't have to be level 10. 8's fine. Same here with the magic defense. I'm just not quite sure what's affecting her more at this point yet. So we're just going to upgrade a little bit of everything. And hopefully that'll help out Astaroth as well. probably need some glyph work, just given that he looked like he was surviving well, but not amazing, right? Well, but not amazing. So we're going to upgrade his health as well here. If we can get to 10, ideally, right? So there's 10. That should help him out. I'm sure there's more I could do, but I think in the short term, like for a temporary quick fix, that'll actually hold, right? Obviously, I'd like to upgrade some more things, maybe even the Gift of Elements a little bit, maybe level 5. Who else? Let's see, where are we at with Gift of Elements on these guys? So 16, it's decent. 5, not bad. 8, 2, okay. Ooh, 0, that's not good. We need Astaroth to be a little bit more tankier. Tank, you gotta have some grit to you. So we're gonna get him up to level 5 as well. So we are just kind of progressing our team here a little bit because it has not really advanced as much as we'd like. Obviously, I think that's, sometimes life can be a little busy, but we can always try to improve our team now that we are kind of just cruising. So let's go ahead and do our Outland chest here. This will get us some EXP in addition to the ability to get some nice Outland coins and hopefully some skin stones or Outland coins in addition. So that'll be very helpful for us in the long term. So, okay, so that is what we have to start pet summoning. We got to go ahead and do this. Got 5 Mara Soul Stones, so that's helpful. She's a decent hero. She is definitely one that you want for patronage, not necessarily one that you'd want to use in everyday combat per se, as like your main pet, but there's nothing wrong there. We also have a bunch of elemental items that we got there, fragments, right? So we got that. Let's see, we also have upgrades of hero skins. So this is probably something that I could improve all of them on, but we got to start somewhere. So let me look at Thea as well. She has a lot that can be done. Can unlock a bunch. So okay, so I'm going to start first. Let's see, skin wise. I'm going to look at. Hey Francis, nice to have you here, and thank you for joining the live stream. It's Sunday, so it's a pretty chill day today. Shorter stream typically on Sundays. I'm starting out playing on web, so we're just kind of looking at kind of what we can do here to maybe help out some of our players. When I say players, I mean our team, and I'm kind of looking here at Thea because she's on my main team currently, right? And I'm just trying to improve my survivability with her because currently she's not really holding out very long. So we're just trying to work our way into kind of getting her a little bit stronger because that'll allow her to survive longer and hopefully allow me to get 3 stars on a specific, what do you call it? Adventure, campaign mode, right? Campaign mode so that we can move further along and hopefully get more rewards for improving our items on other heroes. I'm looking specifically at like Dante and Aurora, right? So those are 2 of my heroes that are furthest along so far. But we're just trying to slowly and surely increase our strength as a squad. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We did level up to level 108 from level 107. So we're moving it in the right direction, but still, right, we're not quite account-wise getting stronger in terms of our actual individual heroes. So that's kind of the process that I'm taking right now. So I'm kind of slowly but surely trying to figure out and adapt my team so that I can get some better results. So far, it's not terrible, but we can definitely do better, I think. So I'm going to try to take off the auto here and see what we can do. Incognito, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Currently, I am trying to improve my Thea's survivability. She's just been getting knocked out a lot faster than I would like. So we're trying to keep her alive. So with 1 hero left, I'm not going to do any attacks. We're just going to let our energy pile up so that we can have ults available to us when we want to use them. Here we're going to use Astaroth and Kane with Aurora and Dante, and we're going to try to heal up at the same time. Yasmin can also go off. So Thea got knocked out early right there, a little earlier than we'd like. Key is surviving here, so we'll see how this holds out. Oof, she got knocked out again at the last second. So that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to see what we can do to kind of get her to survive a little longer because she's getting close, but she's not quite strong enough yet. You know what I mean? To be able to survive the fighting that's been going on here. So we'll let that play out. Hey, Anthony Smith, nice to have you here, and thank you for joining the live stream. No, we just pretty much started. We just started looking kind of at our web account and kind of just starting out by getting a level up. So we were at level 107. Now we're at level 108, and kind of just checking out what's going on here on my account. Really haven't had a chance to play as much as I would like, at least in certain aspects. So we're trying to upgrade parts of our team. So here, my Thea is just not really surviving very long on the battlefield, and it's a little bit problematic just because I want to get those 3-star completions in campaign. So I'm doing what I can to basically improve her stats and her survivability. Like, so I'm looking at health kind of a lot, um, and right now I'm looking at items obviously and trying to rectify what's causing her to get knocked out too fast. I mean, obviously, she's getting knocked out in the second wave of opponents. So I need to do one of two things. One is increase my Thea's strength, and the other thing as well could be to upgrade my Astaroth. Those are probably two of the main ways I can help mediate or remediate the situation because right now they're just kind of getting knocked out a little too fast. Um, which is just like not ideal when you're trying to get those, stars on campaign. So that's where we're starting out. So Francis says, I think that's the point in campaign where I switch from Thea to Martha. Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point. Do I even have Martha summoned? So I think part of it too is like this account I haven't played as much. Oh, I do have Martha summoned, but the aspect here is that she's even weaker than my Thea currently. So I'm just going to roll with my Thea currently. And yes, I do realize that typically speaking, you'd probably want to roll into Martha eventually because Martha just makes more sense. She is tankier. Like she's not even a little. She's tankier. But I kind of want to see where I can go with my Thea. I really like the silence skill that Thea has, and now that we've unlocked a higher level, looks like we can do some intelligence for her, which would raise all stats, which is needed. Um, but it's definitely something to consider and look at here. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. Let's see, what else can we do that would allow for more survivability? Obviously, um, glyphs is huge, but there's not a whole lot I can do. Let me look at merchant here. So we can collect some lion armor. No need for the tracker's boots per se. Not a hero that I use yet, so we'll hold off. Rufus, I like Rufus. We're going to keep collecting Rufus. Same with Ishmael. Those I will eventually need, but not yet. Elven Shield will take. Some Mace looks kind of useful in the future. Trine is too expensive. Okay. We can trade in some Aurora Soulstones at the shop there, so we will. Minotaur's Head, a little too far off for us, but we can get these Faceless and Cornelius Soulstones always, which is nice. Same with Dragon Shield, kind of need that. Talisman we'll take for our buddy Judge, right? Because Judge is always one of those side projects we're trying to improve. The Harunian Helm, useful. Same with the throwing knives, so we'll claim those as well. And we'll do our heroic chest opening. But yeah, Francis, I mean, I hear you. I do agree that I think Martha is just so much better than Thea in general. The only thing that Thea has that Martha does not is the silence ability. Everything else, I would say Martha probably is the better choice 99.9% of the time. So there's that. But, we're working with what we have. So currently, Thea is my main healer. And because of that, we're trying to just like make sure that she doesn't get knocked out super fast. I'm trying to figure out what is the best option for that. All right, so we're slowly improving our heroes here. Clearly, I haven't logged in very much for this holiday event on this account, which is, whatever. It's web. We're trying to do our best. Our main account is currently Facebook, so we're going to stick with that as being our main. But I do want to still kind of continue to increase my team if I can. So let's see what I can do to get Astaroth even stronger here by maybe completing this item. It is eating up a fair amount of energy, but we were able to do it. So there's a World Tremor recipe. Trine. This is another annoying item because it just requires so many aspects, right? It really requires all three of the main items that people use, which is the Desert Blade, Hand of Glory, and you have the Minotaur's Head. So pretty popular items there. And Minotaur's Head, I need another one. We're pretty far off there from being able to complete it, but we'll just run up the rest of our raids. We're short, but that's okay. We can probably do something still with this. Let me. Oh yeah, we definitely have some bottled energy we can use. So we'll try to get this item complete. And part of that is obviously when you get to orange rank, it does make a significant impact in your strength. But purple +3 is still better than purple +2. And I have some of these items pre-made, so that makes equipping it a lot easier than you would think. So that's kind of where we're at. Is Faceless a must-have hero to defeat Seymour in campaign? I would personally think so. I used him when I used him to copy Martha's speed up skill. I found it super necessary because I couldn't get enough damage done quick enough. My Jew wasn't maxed out. A lot of my heroes weren't like max strength, so I found it necessary to have Faceless to copy Martha's speed up skill. Um, if I remember that right, I think it's right. Let's see. Let me look at Martha real quick. But I personally did use Faceless. I don't think it's not mandatory. I'm sure you can do it without, but I do believe that's what I did. So yeah, it increases the speed up level. So yeah, I copy this to speed up the skill exponentially and allow for more attacks to get done. So that is kind of what I did there, Francis. So I mean, I personally used Faceless. You probably don't have to, but a lot of the teams that I find to be successful typically involve, if you're going to use Faceless, it's to copy Martha's speed up ability, which just allows you to deal a lot more damage. So I would say yes and no. That's not super helpful. I apologize, but if you're going to use Martha, I would say it doesn't hurt to have Faceless available to you. I do think that Faceless provides great value in that double speed up possibility that you just don't see otherwise. So I would personally use him for Seymour, just because I do think that he is kind of a big contributor in that regard. Incognito says, I buy as many trines as possible. I hate crafting trines. I hear you. Trine is definitely one of those items you definitely don't want to have to make if you don't need to. So I don't blame you at all for that. It's definitely one of those like less fun items to create. It does when you're in the purple stages, it does take up a lot of your resources. Um, Wally, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. He said, yes, Faceless is needed in most cases. I agree. Um, I don't really think there's too much more to say on that other than, yeah, he is a pretty valuable or invaluable character to have available. Web is kind of glitching on me here a little bit here, guys, and I apologize for that. It's just going a little slower than I expected. So we're getting some hits in. I'm trying to a different strategy here where I'm allowing some damage to get hit, and then I'm trying to activate my big hits after. So like I'm waiting until hopefully Dante can maybe one shot some of these guys. So far, my keys are not working for whatever reason. So I'm having to press them with my mouse, which is weird. I feel like I'm watching, like I haven't even clicked anything now, and like skills are finally going off that I activated a while ago. So this is just very intriguing to me. But Thea surviving was, survived that time, so that's good. We're just gonna auto because it seems to be kind of doing its own thing. Hopefully Thea can survive. I mean, obviously Thea surviving the second wave for us is a big deal because we were not surviving at all. So hopefully Thea can find a way to hold her own here. Looks like she just got knocked out and is coming back to life. We did do our best to kind of supplement her health by basically reestablishing Astaroth, right? Powering him up and powering up Thea. So trying to power up two aspects of Thea essentially because she's the first to get knocked out almost every time in these matchups. Um, and Astaroth is taking partial um, damage and from Thea, and he's also reviving her. So those were kind of the two aspects that I really focused on were Astaroth and Thea in this lineup to eventually here get us to 3 stars. So I'm happy with that result. It got us to the 3-star victory, which was kind of our goal. And I don't think we'll be able to successfully do that against this Helios one, but we'll see. It's still early days. I'm going to turn the music off on this game right now, though, because it's still giving me... I can still hear it. Okay, well, that's unnecessary. So we're just going to silence that. But, all right. Hey, Vitamin, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, absolutely happy to help out Francis. I personally found him to be super useful. Him as in a faceless when I was pairing it with Martha for the speed up action. It really made a huge difference. Um, Incognito says, I defeated Seymour without faceless. Just keep working on your main 5 heroes. That's solid advice as well. I don't think there's any reason to chase heroes like he said. Just keep going with the heroes that you have. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Um, team I've been using, or the team I used to beat Seymour is Martha, Sebastian, Jew, Isaac, and Astaroth, and main pet Albus. So yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely been done. Totally doable. So don't fret if you don't have faceless. I wouldn't worry about it. There's plenty of other heroes that are good, and you're probably using a bunch already that are in your main team that just need to be upgraded a little bit more to make the difference. You saw right there, right? I was losing to two. I was only getting 2 stars, and my Thea kept getting knocked out. But right there in that last attempt, we were able to overcome and do enough damage to, or survive long enough to get the 3 stars for our heroes. So that is, sometimes all you need to do is keep upgrading what you've got going on. So that's what we did right there, and it worked for us. So can't complain too much about that. Let's see, maybe we can complete this item here for our buddy Aurora here. Yes, perfect. So we can create the enchanted chain and equip it. So that will make her a little bit stronger as well. And we can upgrade her a level as well. Same with Dante. So still a lot of room for improvement on these heroes, but we're getting better than we were. So that is always a significant step in Hero Wars. And here we're going to claim that daily reward. I guess there's a daily reward I haven't played. This is the first day that I've played the anniversary Archdemon on this account. So we're going to go ahead and do what we can on day number 7, get 1 attack in and maybe pick up some of these. I'm not sure we'll be able to do as much damage. I think there's a bunch of heroes that I don't have unlocked. So we will see who I do have unlocked. I actually don't even know. Do I even have Jew unlocked? If I don't, we should probably unlock him actually. Outland Shop, Guild War Shop, maybe? Jew. Oh, we don't have nearly enough soul stones to summon him, so that's okay. If we did, we probably would, but that's okay. We gotta do something here. So we're gonna deal some damage. As for how we're gonna do it, I don't know quite yet. Kind of thinking maybe we use Ishmael. Can deal some decent damage. Sebastian. If I had Jet, I would use Jet as well. We don't. So we need to have some protection here. So we got Ishmael. I'm going to use Astaroth here. And if I have Nebula, this would be a great spot for Nebula, but I don't. So we're going to use Isaac instead. And we're going to We're gonna pet it up. We're gonna actually use Axel here. Normally I would say Albus is probably, well, I guess we'll use Albus. Albus is probably the best here. But, this is probably not an ideal situation. I'm hoping I can get a couple of, a decent amount of damage done, maybe a couple mil, maybe like 10 mil. If we can get close to 100, great. But we got to start somewhere. So we're going to do some damage here. It looks like we'll get through 1 million and take down the first boss pretty easily. So that is a good start. And we just really need to get Ishmael going. Once Ishmael gets going, he's a tough guy to stop. So that is really what we're looking at. So once we get him in a zone, right, once we get to I think circle 4 or 5 ideally, that'll be a great spot for him to kind of show off what he can do. You can see right here, right, just a couple of his attacks with those demon claws is super scary. And you can see his energy gets replenished every time he deals hits. When he's not dealing hits, it goes down steadily. But the more damage he does, the more it kind of continues to move in an upward trend. So we can see right here, basically, he himself is dealing 9 million damage. Still a long ways to go if we want to get anywhere near. I think the total is 300 mil. So still a long ways to go, but the longer he's in the fight, he deals massive damage. So we can see what he can do. But I do like having Astaroth there to protect him just a little bit longer if he needs it. Typically he doesn't, but in this case, we're just trying to have him survive as long as possible. So we're going to let him keep doing his thing. And you can see the really cool thing about Ishmael is he hasn't even gotten knocked out yet, right? So his singular skill has been active the entirety of this matchup against the Archdemon so far. So we're at 24 million damage, about almost 2/3 of the way done with our time in terms of the matchup time. So we're gonna keep letting it go, and obviously it's sped up a little bit, and I used auto, so that'll help speed up as well. But you can kind of see it's pretty amazing. Ishmael just keep going. He does not stop. Isaac is just boosting his attack as well. We've got some armor, right? And we've got some different skills active. So here comes Ishmael again. Just, his skill is armor penetration, so he's allowed to hit harder. We also have Isaac, who's, when available, his skill is pretty nice as well in terms of the artifact that comes into play. Albus getting ready for a big hit here. Martha giving us a speed up. So there's a nice chunk of damage dealt by our flying dragon baby there. So we're past 50 mil, which is a good start. I'm hoping we can get to 100. So far, though, can't complain. Cannot complain. All right, so I think we can get to 1 million. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because, quite frankly, I think we get the gist. But basically, Ishmael's not going to run out of firepower until the time runs out. So he got 122 million damage. It's a pretty good start. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I'm going to use Fox in this lineup. We're going to use some engineers, but because I don't have all of them, we can't use all of them, right? I think these are engineers. Pretty sure. We're going to use some of them at least, so we might not use all of them. Obviously, we just use Isaac in that matchup. So we're going to go ahead and use these 3 engineers here. And let's see, I kind of want someone to boost the attack. So I want to boost an offensive power. I'm thinking Mojo has a great curse ability. Now the big question is, who do I use as a tank to absorb enough hits? I'm leaning towards Lilith or Rufus. Alternatively, Alvinor is a possibility, but I don't like that idea because I want to use more of a plant-based team if I'm going to do that. So I think we're going to start with a Rufus here, actually. Kind of a more unique option, but I think it's kind of worth checking out. So I think we're going to do that. And we'll auto this guy up. And I'm going to just see how it starts out. I think we should have a fairly easy time dealing damage. The question is, how well can we absorb the damage done from the Archdemon himself, given that we don't have a whole lot of healing here. So one of the biggest weaknesses in this lineup is just the fact that there's no healer. So if we get hit hard enough, we're not going to be able to recover. So this team's really built on dealing damage quick and fast. Healing is not going to be a component. So we're going to be lucky to deal probably 25 mil damage, I think, with this team. Um, Mojo's great, and maybe I should have used Mojo with Orion. Orion just is a monster in dealing damage against bosses. Same with Mojo. They're really all-star characters in the right squad. I would have liked to have Nebula somewhere, either on the last lineup or on this one, to have a healer available. But, it looks like my team's holding its own so far, so I can't complain too much. Arachne does have the capability to heal herself, right, with her items, because she has some of those items that allow her to recapture health, basically self-vampirism. Fox is going to be the first one to get knocked out because she has the least health, and she doesn't have really anything to recuperate her strength or health. So she'll be knocked out first. Ginger will probably be next, and then it'll probably be either Rufus or Mojo after that. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of the longevity of our team here. We're at 14 mil damage, and right around, I would say, the next fight, Fox is going to get knocked out, which is unfortunate, but it's all right. It was bound to happen eventually. Rufus can protect us only for so long. Um, he's not a bad tank, actually, but it's just tough when you have an area damage attack or multiple types of area damage attacks done. So that can just drain you down. And Mojo's obviously a killer. So I love his slowing poison that just builds up after time. At least in my mind, it looks like poison. So I always call it that. But yeah, we can get around 20 mil damage, a little bit more. So I'm hoping 50 mil damage will take. So the nice thing is on the last day, if you get 7 attacks in, they actually give you all 7 of your hits. So we'll definitely be trying to take advantage of that. But we still want to try to hit 3 mil. So I'm going to use Corvus and Morgan here. If I have, oh yeah, I was like, I think I have Morgan. We do. We're going to use Faceless here with Phobos. And I'm thinking we use something. I'm actually kind of liking Marcus here in this particular spot. Um, so I'm just trying to make sure that everyone gets a pet. Okay, so we're going to go with it and see what can happen here. Is this going to be the most damaging? No, I'm hoping again for around 20 mil. If I can get to 50 mil damage, that's great. Anthony Smith says, before you start looking in the rankings and use the first player's heroes, yeah, I definitely, I would like to do that, but this lineup that I have on web, I don't have all the heroes unlocked. For example, I don't have Jew unlocked, and I don't have other heroes unlocked. So that really kind of limits my playability with this account because I just don't have all the heroes unlocked. So that's one of the downfalls of having a newer account is you don't have all the heroes available to you unlocked. So when you're fighting the Archdemon, you only have the heroes that your individual account has unlocked. Yes, they're all maxed out, but if you don't have them unlocked, you can't use them. So you can kind of see here, that's why I'm having to kind of maybe ad lib, I guess would be a phrase, or like trying to improvise and using different heroes combinations to still deal significant damage to the Archdemon or attempt to deal significant damage to Archdemon because it's just not something I don't have the right heroes for. Choose the right hero, and obviously you want to use Isaac and a bunch of those supporting casts like you would want to use, like the high-ranking teams have. But when you don't have those heroes, you have to think of something else, unfortunately. So that's kind of where we're at with our account. So right here you can see, Phobos is really actually quite good against these bigger bosses because his skills actually still translate here. He doesn't stun you with this, but this skill that is basically grabbing at the demon's claw, clawing at his kind of ankles, really kind of an effective attack over time. Similar to Mojo, really a top tier slowing down attacker, in my opinion, and dealing significant damage to the Archdemon as well. So someone that I like to use in boss fights when I have them available. So Phobos, not really someone I like to use that much in PvP, but someone I like to use in boss fights. So here's what we're doing. And I'm using Marcus really to kind of protect the skeleton babies of Morgan. Obviously, Corvus is secondary in that. But the minion babies do take up enough damage to kind of limit how much damage all of my heroes take. And then when you factor in the fact that Morgan does heal those who are like her, those uh, dark types, I call them. But Corvus, Phobos, right, Faceless, and even Morgan are all kind of in that endeavor. And you got Marcus who can heal himself and give himself invincibility. So overall, this team is actually pretty stable and should be able to last a little bit at a time. Let's see, they end up doing about 70 mil damage, so that is very, very nice as well. That is our third cake piece, third hit. So now we're about 65 million, 55 million damage away, which is very, very doable now at this point. So at this point, I'll probably end up doing. Before I just kind of just throw teams in there, I think I want to look at something like, well, don't want Orion in that team. We want to do something more jungly themed is kind of what I'm thinking. So we're going to use Envari here with Alvanor, Maya, and Heidi. I guess I'll use Thea as well. I could have done a Groves Keeper theme, which I guess we can still do. We can do Groves Keeper. So I think Galahad's in a different one. Let's see. I think we have Darkstar. Alvanor is Alvanor, right? Heidi, Maya. I don't know. I don't really like Darkstar in this lineup. I'm thinking maybe instead we just go with what I had before, which was Thea. I'm running it. It's not going to be the most damaging team, but it will survive a fair amount of time. I'm hoping at least 10 million damage from an auto perspective. 57 mil, so that surpassed what we needed. But that is part number 4. So at this point, I just need to get my attacks in, and I apologize. We're not going to watch any of these matchups at this point. I'm just going to get them in so that I can see I've hit the Archdemon 7 times, which will get us all of what we need, which is the Avatar and all these skin stones and the like. So we're just going to kind of let these eat out the clock, essentially, and just kind of get our hits in to get that requirement going. Wally says, I'm just trying to boost most of my heroes if I do need to switch. I finally made it to the final chapter, but still need to beat the chapter 14 boss. Yeah, I tell you what, some of these guys are, not super tough per se, but definitely not the easiest to take down in the campaign. And it's almost like, man, I remember completing, beating these guys before, but I didn't remember it being quite as difficult or as uphill a task as I feel like it is right now. But I don't know. That's just how I feel sometimes with some of these fights. But all right, let's see. I think we're getting close to finishing off our 7 hits against this boss. I think that was 5, so this might be 6. Where are we at with the... Well, either way, this will be our last. Well, we have one more if we need it, but I think this should be enough to get us to our cake completion and claim all of our items for the web account. So he dealt some damage. We're going to collect these guys. Close out of that. And can we? Yes. Oh, we're 1 short. And luckily, we still have enough heroes to get that last hit in. So, Kayla, do your thing. We'll auto her and just let her... don't think she'll even be able to take out the Archdemon by herself, but we'll see. She might be able to. Okay, we're just going to skip. So if she deals more than 1 million, then she won. She did. She beat that first one by herself. Look at her go. All right, so that should allow us to get the last piece and acquire all these. So we're going to claim this reward here and get all of those goodies right there. That's beautiful. So we also have some energy to expend. Okay, so that means I want to go back to the campaign. Let's see how far away we are from beating this level 10 cursed boss. I know the last boss is super difficult because he can deal significant area damage, and he has those like tentacle things that just whip out and electrocute you. And why is that significant? Well, when you are stunned and you take damage, it's tough. So we're going to try to beat this first one relatively quickly, and we're going to try to have all of our skills available for the third matchup if we can. We'll use some here if we need to. We want to avoid using too many skills. So I'm going to use them up early or semi-early so that we can hopefully get to a point where we're just dealing with maybe like the back 2 or 3 heroes. Thea's getting hit harder than I like. And it's those mages in the back that deal these damage. So these mages here attack the backline hero, which is a little bit problematic for us. So I'm going to have to use Dante here to avoid too much more damage there. This last guy we can just wait out because he only attacks frontline heroes. And then here's a tough one right here. So we're going to just activate healing immediately. And anytime I can activate Astaroth and Thea is great for us. So we're going to do that, and Dante obviously dealing some significant damage with that strike. And we're able to heal at the same time Yasmin takes him down. Nice little 3-star completion right there. So that is what we want to see. We're going to go ahead and actually raid this 2 more times. 2 reasons. One is we want the Soul Stone quest completed. Then the other is that I think we actually get a quest completion which includes emeralds. So yeah, so if you do it 3 times, you get some Helios Soul Stones, which if you're smarter than I was right there, you're claiming later on in the game because you're going to use them for a special event completion pickup, which I did not do. But normally you should be doing that. It is a smarter thing to do. So there's that. We're up to level 108. We're halfway into level 109, close to level 109. So that'll help us out there, and we will go from there. So I'm going to keep going here through web real quick. Got to maintain web, right? Because that is also one of the places we give away rewards. So let's see how we do here. These are the backline fights that start up here, and obviously there is also a lot of magic attack being dealt. I kind of want to put in Isaac, but I like my Yasmin in the lineup, so I'm going to keep her for now. I'm just going to go ahead and auto, and we'll see how far this goes. And then after that, I'll probably just expend the rest of my energy, and we'll hop over to Facebook real quick, get some hits in, and then we'll have the picker wheel with some winners. As you guys know, Sunday streams are a little bit shorter, but we still wanted to kind of look at both web and Facebook. Really just kind of a nice way to kind of slowly end this Hero Wars birthday bash that they had going on. So can't really complain. Let's see. Anthony says, I defeated Seymour without, or no, that's, yep. Anthony says, before you start to look in the rankings, use the first player's heroes. I'll definitely be doing that on the next one when I swap over to Facebook. What is the chapter 14 boss? Is it Cormac? I think it is, right? Chapter 14 is Cormac. It's the one right before you get into that Seymour chapter. So I think it is. It's a tough one. Prax, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. So far, we've just been doing some web account maintenance stuff, going through a lot of the birthday cake thing. And if you haven't played the birthday cake event at all, you actually can still claim all the rewards as long as you get 7 hits in. Really, you might not even need to get all of them, but you can still get all the nice rewards, right? The 5,000 Skinstone rewards, in addition to the avatar players avatar frame, and also the 100 soulstone chests. So you can get all those. Here Aurora's being annoying and fighting her own teammates, but it doesn't matter. We should be able to win this one pretty easily. And so nice, we got another 3-star, and so because of that, we also need to raid this guy twice. We picked up some Lars Soulstones. And here we're going to keep trying to do what we're doing. So the freeze guys are super annoying. This is typically where you'd want to use Isaac. Again, I mean, I could, but I don't want to swap out my Yasmin. But these freeze gals, I guess we'll call them, are a little bit annoying. But there's really the Glalie-like looking things that are also annoying. So this guy's just one of those weaker mages. And if you hit him hard enough, Dante has some nice attacking power for his level. You should be okay. So just these wizards are going to be just slowing down my team, but nothing crazy. These guys deal some damage, it's not a whole lot. Should be a pretty easy matchup for us here. This shouldn't be a problem. The problem is if we run into one of those Glalie-like ice guys. So you'll see what I'm talking about. And those are the guys that we need to hit from the back line, and that's why we have Dante positioned where he is. Yasmin in front, Astaroth and another tank. This is the guy I'm talking about. He is a freeze monster. And then this is a pretty nice tank as well. When that shield is out active, I think you deal way less damage. I almost want to say half as much damage is dealt. So you want to hit her when the shield is down. And obviously Yasmin getting over there and taking out that freeze guy. I call him Glalie because it's like a Pokemon, but anyway, freeze attacks, and that makes for an easy cleanup here. Nice little win. Lamort cards now available to us to raid, which we'd love to see. This one has Lycanthrope's Fang. So this is where the important items start coming through that are needed for your gold team or your orange team, whatever you want to call them. I call them gold. They look gold to me. I'm not really sure why they're called orange tier, but they're not orange, but whatever. It's more of a yellow, but whatever. So Yasmin able to take down, quick win right there on the freeze guy, and here just Dante doing work, saying enough of this nonsense. Let's move on. So we're doing a nice deal of damage here to these guys, and obviously this is another tank. He eats shots, but still easy to take down. Just he needs enough time. And as long as my Aurora doesn't deal that much damage with her basic attack, so when she gets turned against her enemies, it's not significant for us right now. Obviously, Astaroth probably could use a little more defense, armor maybe, but overall, not the worst thing if Aurora's not helping us tremendously, right? It's not like if we got a Kark turned against us early on, right? That's also why you have two tanks in the front. At least that's my approach right now with this account. It's a weaker account. Two tanks, and Yasmin who can slither to both sides and avoid any opponent hits or fellow allies who've been turned against him. But we got some easy pickings here once Dante gets going. He's just so tough with his ultimate spear throws. So nice little win there. Lycanthrope's Fangs now available to us. Lamort cards, more of them. So we're going to see if we can keep going here. I think after this one, we'll probably check out if we can just kind of raid some of the items that we might need and go from there. Hop over to Facebook. Hey Simon, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Prax, you had a power outage. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound too fun, but nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. And he says, I beat Cormac with this team. Axel as the main pet, Martha, Orion, Kira, Yasmin, and Astaroth. So yeah, got two nice little boss hits there with Orion. And obviously Kira's a monster. Her max, or for basic attack hits, that thing's massive. It's not a joke. So that's pretty impressive too. Yeah, those little bombs that Cormac sets off, that little like walk by, those are definitely problematic. You got to get rid of those ASAP. They are a nuisance, I guess is the best way to put it. So that's definitely they're definitely a nuisance. All right, so we got Yasmin here doing work. Nice little win here. We're getting lower on health every time we win, but we're still winning, which is good. But I think for me, that's a sign that we need to continue to improve our teams here if we can. And we didn't quite get there. So level 14 is where that is. Is this also level 14? Oh man, level 14, chapter 14 is where those pesky items are at. So Yasmin, what can we do for you to get you there? Do we have any Spooky Fest items that will allow us to pick this up? Looks like we have something that can help us pick it up. Not sure I want to yet though. We'll debate that shortly. Trying. Even if I did the tower, I don't think I'd get enough items to collect it. So that's just an inconvenience on our end. Should probably upgrade my Yasmin a little bit. She's doing great damage. So hats off to her for that. But we definitely don't want her getting left too far behind in the upgrade game. That's stuff I can't really create right now. We can create some items for Thea though, so we will. Okay. Isaac, can he get improved at all? Need more of that trine. Definitely know we can get some Lycanthrope's Fangs, but I guess we'll see. Maybe we can proceed even a little bit further in with 3 stars. So for we've had good results after we beat this little dark water spot. we've had a nice little run here, and we're gonna see if we can keep going. Maybe we can get one more 3-star, sneak it out of here, and go through. Practice. I've been meaning to ask, why does the chaos frame not count as the boss is beat? The chaos frame not count as the boss is beat. Chaos frame. I'm trying to think. What is the chaos frame? I gotta look at that. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Prax. So I'm gonna have to double check. I'll look at the chaos frame in a second. As soon as this is done, we'll look at our avatars and frames. We'll take a look at that chaos frame. I'll have to look at that. Dragon Paralyzer, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Currently on the web account right now, so switching it up. And Judge was improved a little bit earlier, not significantly, but a little bit. And here we've been working on Thea, actually, as well as Astaroth to survive longer in these matchups to get some 3 stars, because I want to be able to raid if I so desire. So we're getting further along. I started out in Chapter 10 here, Dark Waters. I was getting stuck here, and I couldn't quite make it through. So we've since passed that, which is pretty nice. But let's take a look at this frame that was mentioned here by Prax, the Chaos frame. So you have to defeat Adventure 13 boss 15 times. So beating it one time is helpful, but you need to beat it a total of 15 to finally get that Chaos frame. So my best advice for you is to have 14 of those portal charges available in your inventory and beat it once and then raid it up and then get that chaos frame. So that's kind of how I would do it if I were to do it over again. Yeah. Oop. Clicked okay a couple too many times there. So Praxis, why does the chaos frame not count as a boss's beat? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. It could be wrong, but I think it does, doesn't it? Like, so you get, as soon as you beat the boss, um, you get, that's one completion. You got to do it 15 times though. So I think, maybe it's when you claim it that counts as the first defeat. Huh, didn't keep the count. Interesting. So maybe you actually do have to fight it 15 times and not just raid. That doesn't make sense though. I feel like I've done that. Maybe it's just slow. I would refresh my page if that was the case, Brax. I don't know if you just did that or if that was a while ago. If you did it a while ago, then I'm not really sure what the answer is there. But if you did it more recent, I would probably refresh my page and just see if potentially there was a little miscommunication on your game's end. Sometimes that happens. Let's see. I'm gonna have to upgrade a couple other heroes eventually because my Grand Arena team looking kind of shoddy, um, but it's okay. Let's see. Great, I have the full prize. Nice. Yeah, the full prize is pretty cool from the cake, right? And it's nice that you can get this for just really battling 7 times. You don't even really need to do it daily. I'm not saying that's good or bad. You miss out on the daily rewards, but if you're like, like I was on this account, I hadn't played for the first 6 days, still able to claim all the rewards, which is pretty nice. And you can see I have in my inventory that 100 Hero Soul Stone reward. I know yesterday we were talking about Lore Seekers bags. This is what they look like. Didn't open them here, so still have a bunch. Let's see what else we got here. Hey, Carl, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Gotcha. So the raid did not count. All right. Well, you know what? It used to count. I guess maybe they changed it up. Not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Um, I wish I had a better answer for you on that, Prax, but it counted for me when I did it with the auto raid. So I don't know what to make of that right this second. And make sure it is the Adventure 13. Sometimes, um, folks do the Adventure 12 or something similar to Adventure 13, but they don't quite beat or they don't take down the boss. I've seen situations where the boss was just they got to 19 out of 20 points, but they didn't take it down and it didn't count. I don't know. Oh wow, they missed one day and didn't get the reward, Carl. Um, Make sure to tell them that they should hit the boss multiple times in that last day, because it does definitely allow for it down the line. It does. All right, so we started our expeditions here. We're gonna claim this. We're just gonna use the rest of our energy here before I hop over back to Facebook, do some quick maintenance things, and we have our winners chosen for Sunday. So let's see, what can we do here to upgrade Aurora a little bit? We can probably get some items for our buddy here as well. Just raid through that. And so we have completed a fair amount. Let's see, we've also gotten our account close to level 109 than when we started, because we were at 107 when I started the stream. Now we're at level 108 and halfway onto level 109. So making some progress there. Let's hop over to Facebook, see what we have going on here. So we're going to go to Hero Wars and take a look here. It looks like they're telling you to make sure to get your hits in on the Archdemon for the 7th birthday event. Did not claim our free boxes, so we'll do that now. And that looks like most of the new news that we've had recent. So we'll keep moving through that. And maybe just a Facebook thing. I don't know. I feel like it definitely is like, you definitely can raid, but maybe I'm seeing it wrong. If you get a chance, Prax, I'd love to, if you have a recording of it, I'd love to kind of see what you're seeing, just because that's odd. That's odd. All right, so we're going to copy the first team here just to get this last one done. ASAP, Sebastian, Dorian. So Dorian, Isaac, and Jew. So we got you guys. And now we need Dorian and Jew. Dorian, and then we need Jew. Jew. And we got Albus. And so now we can just kind of let this one finish out really, really fast by auto skip battle. Do you need to press auto when you skip battle? No, you don't. But we did. We did for the fun of it. And now we can claim our reward. So we will. And we're going to claim these ones as well. We don't want to forget these guys here. These I don't believe go to your presence if you leave them. So don't want to do that. Okay, that second row is being annoying with my mouse. There we go. All right, so we're looking at Lars. Lars is kind of what I'm trying to improve. So we need a bunch of Lamort cards. So many Lamort cards, guys, for just Lars. So we're going to have some work cut out for us on that end. Let's see. We can claim these here. Nice. Ascension. Magic Defense. Doesn't look like I have enough rooms to do that Magic Defense. So we'll do our weaker Helios. Get those two up for Ascension Season. Number 3. Win one time in Arena using a Warrior Hero. I think, let's see, I just want to make sure. Yeah, so Kark is a Warrior Hero. So if we just win with Kark, we should be sufficient. Let's find an opponent we like. Looks like they are guildless. Although, let's keep looking. I like this lineup. We'll see what happens here, but I think it's pretty nice. All right. So hopefully if Card can wipe out Lars before Lars gets going, we should be a-okay here. So that'll be a key. Looks like this Aurora up front is not particularly strong as she is she's at less than half health, which I'm surprised. Normally, okay, there's some healing done, but normally I would see, oof, that's not good. Our cart got taken out right there in that storm. Okay, so we needed to make sure that we survived that a little bit better. What pet did I use there? We used Axel. Okay, so we did use Axel. That is interesting. So we just fell off on that one. That was not an ideal fight matchup in terms of a loss. We should have definitely won that one, but we didn't. So we'll have to figure that out. We're going to try. I want to try to see if I can find that opponent again. Who was it? It was X3 Lovely. I definitely feel like we can win that matchup. That was just one that we should have won. I mean, it's not the same team, but it's similar. I'm going to try using Sebastian this time, see if that makes a difference. But we'll figure this out. Yeah, I mean, even if you miss, you just have to make sure that. So, Carl, if you miss a day of fighting, make sure you just fight multiple times to make up for that one day that you missed. Should be able to, if you battle the boss 7 times, even on the last day, like I just did, you can get all the rewards. So don't worry about that. Merrick says, "I beat Seymour on Friday. Congratulations! That's awesome." And he says, "My guild dissolves." Oh no! So good news, bad news, I guess. And I guess if we look at it from a more positive standpoint, maybe that means you're going to have more fun adventures, and hopefully that means good things continue to happen for you. I mean, obviously, you beat Seymour, so your team's improving. So hopefully another guild can help you out with that in terms of finding another guild. Sorry to hear about that though. That's not ideal that your guild dissolves. Never fun when that happens, but it does happen more often than you would like. Drain Pro says, I'm not only Judge fan, but also Satori and Invari fan, but not in such a measure as for Judge. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Satori needs some love. Satori is shut down on Facebook and web by Sebastian. So Satori is definitely one of those heroes who he needs some love from the community because he does not get it very much because of how effective Sebastian has been against him. So tough uphill battle for any Satori users for sure. Okay, got that going here. So we should probably start up our expeditions here. Let's see, what else do we need to do before we get our winners? I'm trying to think, trying to think. Talked about that. We talked about that. All right, so we've got some stuff started up here. We're going to go ahead and finish this up here in terms of expeditions. Sorry, I was reading through the comments there. And we're going to go ahead and start our 6-hour expedition. So we're just going to have that 15 one to remain. The 3-hour one, I don't have Valkyrie's Favor available. Otherwise, we would do it. All right, so there's that. Fafnir and the Undead team works well too. Yeah, you know what? The Undead team, I think after some of the new skins that came out for Morgan and Corvus, super helpful actually. Not bad at all. Happy birthday, Dominion's birthday. They're giving us some emeralds. Okay, cool. I am not complaining about that. Thank you. So we got some emeralds there from Hero Wars. Cool. Chapter 12 for the birthday gift. I haven't done any of those daily daily mini games. I probably should, but yeah, let's check that out. So, chapter 12, you're saying? Let's see. Chapter 12. Oh, it's not 12. Did you say there's a mini game here? Chapter 12 for the birthday gift. One of two, two of two. The sequence. Okay, yep. This is like the lame Wordle thing. So you always start with the same one until you hit something. So we've hit two of them. Last one. And you keep attempting until you get the present, which is one party box. These party boxes don't typically have great rewards. The mini game's like the most fun of the whole aspect of it. Like the rewards are just not great in the party boxes from my memory, so I'm not super crazy about it. Hero Wars needs to make the Tribe faction team complete on Facebook and web already. Yeah, definitely kind of a bummer that they don't have more of these factions already lined up. I mean, if you're going to have 4 or 5 heroes in a faction, like at that point, you're kind of telling me who to use, right? But yeah, well, whatever. It is what it is in that regard. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and claim that. Ascension season. Healing in campaign. All right, let's see. We're gonna before we wrap up this aspect of it, I want to see, let's see if we can still beat him. I haven't fought him in a long time. I want to see if I can just auto with this squad. Let's see if I auto with this team, can I win? Probably not. Let's try it out. Um, yeah, no, yes, for the mini games, if you miss them one day, you're out of luck. It's a 1 day thing for each one. So yes, that's accurate. Gary H, nice to have you here. I'm going to try rating this Seymour, well, not rating. Basically, I'm going to try autoing him. I'm not going to make any hits on my own. I'm just going to try to auto Seymour, see how it goes. This team's actually been a lot better. Obviously, I've been upgrading it. Wow, I actually got taken out fast. We'll just see how it goes. I might just try one other lineup after this. Maybe we'll take out Isaac and put in like, I don't know, another hero. Maybe we put in like Faceless instead. But didn't expect to have a hero get taken out this soon in the matchup. Being completely honest, I know I think I used Jew, Nebula, Sebastian, Faceless, and Martha was my team, and I didn't auto it. I actually played it manually, so that's how I won when I first won a while ago. But I just wanted to kind of see how my team does. But obviously, with one hero missing, I'm going to retreat here, and I want to try it one more time. But this time, I'm going to try it um, one more time, just without that, and then we're going to auto it. If I lose, I lose, and we'll go to the picker wheel. If I win, we win, and then we go to the picker wheel. So straightforward there. Um, Party boxes were good. 500 skin stones, 50 gold artifacts. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Um, Rantop says, I heard Corvus crushes Seymour. Did not know that. Okay, I could see it. I don't see Corvus lasting very long, but maybe he does with Morgan. Um, Anthony Smith says, try my team that I suggested earlier in comments. All right, we can try it out. Let me pop back. Anthony Smith. Let's see. Are you talking about the team that you said that you used to beat Cormac? Or are you talking about the team? Oh no, yeah, here we go. So you did use Isaac, okay, but use Astaroth instead. Okay. Oh no, when Jew gets taken out, it's over. All right, so we lost this one. It's all right. I'll try your team though, just for fun. Um, yeah, I mean, I haven't had much luck beating him auto, but let's see. We'll try out your team here, so I'll probably just play it manually. Let's see. Martha with Axel. Martha with Axel. Isaac with Mara. Astaroth with Oliver. Jew with Albus. And who are we missing? Sebastian with Fenris. Okay, we'll try it out. And then after this, we're going to go to our picker wheel and have our winners for this lovely Sunday. So that is the game plan. We're going to just try this out one time and have some fun with it, see how it goes. So he likes picking up Astaroth. Interesting. And the tough thing here is you need to get rid of these two pillars right here. If you don't get rid of those two pillars, you get dealt a lot of damage. It's very similar to Amira's attack, actually. So there we were able to take it out. He's going to use a fire attack here. You can see, right, he activated it. It's fire, fire, beam. So we can kind of see how we're doing here. And we're kind of just autoing it. So here we're going to have a water attack, which just freezes us, basically. It holds us all in time. It's technically, I guess, an ice attack, right? But he does have those little shield things back up again, so taking those down is important. So it's a water attack, and then it freezes us temporarily. But we had Sebastian's shield, so we were okay, able to survive it. Got some more of those big guys up. We got Albus dealing a nice little hit right there on Seymour. Sebastian and some damage being done by Isaac on those side parts. Got a grass attack coming up, which is, I think, just a bunch of boulders that come down on you, right? Okay, yep. So it is a nice area damage. Didn't do much damage to us, but, did some, I guess. But Martha's pretty good at healing now. She's evolved quite a bit. Hey, John Jensen, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Dragon says there's no better trio than Orion, Faceless, and Martha for Seymour. All right, yeah. And Anthony, we are playing it on auto, so we'll see how this goes. Rantoff says I never tried Corvus, so I don't know, but my Corvus is about 70k in progress. I hear you. But yeah, so we will. I mean, we're kind of on pace. It's close. I mean, we're a little bit less than halfway. Halfway through the matchup. But Albus also has a bunch of damage still he can do, so maybe that'll save us in the ultimate auto game of this. So we'll see how it goes. The speed ups definitely help as well, and Ju and Isaac are doing some significant work. The key, I think, is to get more than here by 130, but it's going to be a tall task because you got to consider there's still a little bit of health bar underneath that avatar there of Seymour. So it'll be a close fight. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do it or not. And Randolph says Astaroth or Martha's armor buff is enough to protect from the boulder drop. Yeah, it really didn't do too much damage, which was kind of cool. So 1 minute and 15 to go. It's looking better than I expected, actually. So far, so good, Anthony. We'll see how it goes here. And yeah, this is a fully auto fight. I have not done anything. And I know someone asked about using Faceless. So this is an example of not using Faceless, and it's looking pretty good so far. 30 seconds left, and I think we're in a good spot here so far. Boulder attack, and we really took no damage there. 15 seconds to go, though, and here we're in crunch time. You can obviously see that we no longer see the health, but we don't know how much more he has. We're able to take him down with 8 seconds to spare, so the auto win right there with this lineup. Good call, Anthony Smith. We're able to take down Seymour and collect our loot. I think that probably did the job on the healing, right? I'm going to assume. So yeah, we definitely got our healing in. Have a little bit more to do that. John Jens, I just used a full Osh team for Seymour. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't, but I definitely think that right there, that was pretty impressive. Astaroth and Martha with those heals or the armor, really pretty potent defense. I was surprised. Pretty good stuff against that boulder drop. So a good call right there for sure. All right. Now let's get to our picker wheel and have our winners. Before we wrap up today's stream, guys, let's go ahead and open it up. We got our Sunday Fun Day Facebook winner. So good luck to everybody. We will see who our winner is. Let's see who it is. Good luck. And our first winner for today is going to be HD Dragon. HD Dragon, congratulations. You are our lucky Facebook winner. We also have one more winner, so don't go anywhere. We got a web winner right here. So good luck to everybody. Let's see who our winner is based on the picker wheel. So with that being said, our lucky winner is Srihari 445826. Congratulations, Srihari. You guys are our two lucky winners for today. I'm sure we're going to have more very, very soon. Keep in mind, we are getting close towards the end of March, so that typically means we're going to have a new winner very soon. But I'm kind of thinking maybe we use March for the first. We'll see. We're probably going to have new contests up very, very soon for next month. But yes, congratulations to our winners. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this stream. Dragon says, if I recall, I've beaten Seymour with Astaroth, Ching Mao, Orion, Faceless, and Martha over 2 years ago. But yes, so yeah, Carl, I typically send gifts. I attempt to send gifts prior to the last stream at the latest. Sometimes life gets in the way, then it becomes 2 weeks, but typically not longer than that. As long as someone reaches out to me or I'm in contact with you, and we just get it all sorted, it should be pretty shortly after that, Carl. So all in all, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on this awesome stream. Look forward to seeing you guys next weekend, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon in Dominion.